just really having the ability and the depth to just explore a bit further and stay curious a little bit longer and pause. So that to me is actually I mean, I enjoy conversation more than anything else. More than anything else, a good conversation over dinner, breakfast, walk is so important. I think that has been so much of our life is conversation. Like, it's the conversation with your manager at work, with your boss. It's the conversation with your colleagues. It's the conversation you have with your child. It's the conversation you have with your father. It's the conversation you have with a stranger. So, I mean, if there's anything that I would want my daughter, she's 16, to cultivate, is, I think, be a good conversationalist. And I don't mean small talk or someone who's just, immediately showing up in a social environment and can warm all hearts and build trust quickly. I mean, really, like, conversation as in the way you understand it and David White understands it, as the ability to really engage meaningfully. And also, this is something that João Sevillano, a friend of mine and also a member of our community, a Portuguese writer and philosopher, said that in conversation, being in conversation with someone or something also means that you are actually willing to change your mind. Right? That you're not leaving the conversation with the same opinions or beliefs with which you entered them. Now, do I live up to that? No, not at all. I mean, and this is something I think to check ourselves, right? How often do we enter a conversation with a goal to persuade the other person of your own viewpoint? I mean, it's kind of like, I think, what unfortunately we do in podcast conversations as well, right? I come with my argument, with my beliefs, with my ideas. I'll try to persuade you. I try to persuade the listener, rather than, in a way, really engaging more Socratically in an inquiry. But I find it, when that happens, it's really magical, right? When you are with another person, or maybe more than one person, and you leave a conversation and you realize, oh, we actually ended up in a different place, and all of us have transformed, all of us have changed, or both of us have changed our beliefs, and we're in a different place than the one that we departed from.
When you mentioned just the capacity for us to be open to being changed by the other, for whatever reason, I just almost felt a flush of moisture to my eyes. I think there's something incredibly significant about that. And it also made me think of earlier when you mentioned the idea of, even in intimate relationships, we might lose intimacy because we know the person so well that we can't help but have some sort of narrative about who they are and their actions before. And so this is why they did that. But I think it is engaging in that space. And like you say, you don't have to do it all the time. We're going to take shortcuts. Like, we're not going to be able to do this all the time. But I think even just an awareness that place exists, or that is a possibility, I think that transforms everything. Even if it's not completely evident in every conversation we have, just the sheer presence of that possibility, I think, is a really beautiful thing.